With me I have Martin Vidaeus, CEO of Redwood Pharma. Could we start this interview with a brief overview of Redwood Pharma?
Absolutely. Redwood Pharma is a company focused on drug development within ophthalmology, and we have 2 development programs within dry eye disease. We have a management team and board of directors with experience within life science and within drug development, and we have a broad shareholder base with many loyal shareholders from our IPO in 2016.
Okay. And the company have decided to focus on RP501 for dry eye disease. Could you please elaborate on why you have taken this decision?
Yeah, well, the decision has its roots basically with the innovative and very attractive commercially, the RP501 program, which is based on the IntelliGel drug delivery platform. IntelliGel was used as the drug delivery system in our recent phase 2 trial for RP101. It's our estrogen therapy. And IntelliGel was used as our placebo control. Interestingly enough, in the trial, RP501 or IntelliGel showed significant effect and safety. Significant effect in both subjective and objective symptoms and signs. We felt that as a deal with RP101 wasn't imminent in the short term, we felt that it was prudent to focus our resources on RP501. That means that we'd be moving towards a shift to earlier profitability. We believe that RP501 has a large commercial potential because of its performance, its thermogel action, and we feel that the product will be well positioned in a marketplace where artificial tears dominate and where traditional gels really have limitations.
And if we look at the market size or the approachable market for RP501, how large would you say that is?
Well, I think it's a very compelling story. It's a large market. Dry eye disease is large globally. There are over 340 million sufferers. 80% of those that seek therapies that want therapeutic effect, they go to and try artificial tears. And this is where there are artificial tears are used either alone or in combination with other therapies today. But there are limitations with this, with these products that are out on the market today. The total market is really large. It's estimated to be around $2.3 billion in 2019 and expected to grow to $2.9 billion in 2030.
In the Q3 report, you write that you are evaluating the possibility for regulatory medical approval in EU and US. Can you talk us through that process?
Yeah, Redwood Pharma has its core competence within pharmaceutical drug development, and RP501 represents an extension into medical devices. We have challenges with this new project from the standpoint of how we should adapt the current systems of RP501 into the current company. And we also have decisions to make, strategic decisions, such as the timing of entry into the marketplace, which geographies we should go into, and what the implications are budget-wise. Today, we feel that the EU and US are probably the most attractive markets from the standpoint of artificial tears, are the largest globally. So we're looking initially at them. And to help us devise a regulatory strategy or a development strategy to get into those markets, we've retained some of the world's leading consulting firms from a regulatory perspective to help us out with this. We feel that the RP501 will be a medical device in Europe with the help of a regulatory agency or a consulting firm, I should say. We've basically come to the understanding that with the toxicology information and the coming clinical results, we'll be able to seek a CE mark within Europe. We could do that. More work has to be done, though, with the US in understanding what the FDA will require for regulatory approval, or market clearance as it's called. And we'll then at that point be able to identify what, if any, additional testing would be needed to support such a submission, a regulatory submission.
And if we look at the financial status, are the financial status of Redwood Pharma strong enough today to take RP501 through the next phases?
Right now, we've in this year, we've had a very good capital raise at the beginning of the year, and we feel that we have enough funds basically to achieve a CE mark if we'd like. More work has to be done to understand what the development path is for a US regulatory approval and what would be needed from a regulatory perspective. And at that time, we'll understand what other kind of budgetary needs would be needed, as well as for that, the regulatory approval and perhaps even the commercialization of the program.
And what is the next phase for the program, and can you communicate any timeline?
Yeah, well, we look forward to informing our investor base and the market about RP501, the innovation that it is, over the next coming year. Currently, we are performing toxicology tests, and we are preparing for the start of a clinical trial to support our 501 regulatory submission. So I think from the standpoint of what we can expect over the coming months, first we can inform the market about what regulatory strategies we have with the EU and US, as well as when we will achieve ethics committee approval for the start of the clinical trial, and as well as from the competent authorities and the national authorities for when we can start the actual trial itself.
Okay, thank you, Martin, and thank you for taking time for this interview.
Thank you very much.